Well, the men and women who take care of us by serving our country need to be taken care of when they retire. Our next guest has found a way to do just that in the Tucson area.
Joining us now is Maddie Pascal with our newest Senior on the Move.
Thanks, Sally and Heather. I'm sitting right next to a very active Tucson senior who puts American heroes, U.S. soldiers, before herself. She serves them every day. Meet the incredible woman, Sandy Briney. Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning, Maddie.
It's so good to have you here, and you have such a good story to tell. And I'm anxious to get started. So, of all the things that you've done, why this?
Well, I heard a talk that General John Wickham, who's the retired Army Chief of Staff from the Reagan years, I heard him give a talk, and he said that he had heard a talk that Admiral Mike Mullen gave, 3 years ago, I think now, where Mike Mullen asked if local communities couldn't just form a small committee, maybe get it passed as a proclamation by their local town councils, and pay attention to the needs of returning veterans and their retired veteran populations. And there's something about John Wickham. He's a dynamo, and I was lit on fire, and at the same time I was lit on fire, our Mayor, Satish Hiremath, was also, because he had heard Mike's talk.
Now, he's the mayor of Oro Valley.
He's the mayor of Oro Valley.
Yep,
and so he and I and Pat Linder, who's been on your show,
yes,
and
absolutely.
she's a retired Navy admiral's widow and very knowledgeable about the needs of veterans' families and active duty families also.
Yes.
And we all got together and figured out what we could do, and we wrote up a proclamation, and it was passed by the town council.
And what do you call yourself?
We formed the Oro Valley Veterans Support Initiative.
All right, so the VSI, and so what does the initiative really do? What do you really want people to understand about this great project?
The first thing we did was decide that we needed to focus on the areas of health, education, employment, and discounts. And because we started this up right at the height of the recession, we decided discounts would fall by the wayside for at least a time. And then we decided we should probably build a website to organize the resources that are already there. We knew we weren't going to be experts. We knew we weren't going to reinvent any wheels. So with the help of Ed Davis, another person on our committee who's the commander, post commander for the American Legion Post 132 in Oro Valley.
Good. All right.
he and I got together and pounded out which resources were going to be useful to veterans and also no cost to veterans. That was a very important part of what we did.
So your main objective is to provide resources at no cost to returning
retired soldiers, their families, and hopefully people in the community who would like to be volunteers in the area of veterans' interests, and we send them off to all of the existing entities, both government associated and through the VA, and also NGOs and nonprofits that are all over the Tucson area that are already in existence and doing a great job.
So you're networking the whole time that you're mentoring,
absolutely,
and sharing and resourcing. I just think it's incredible, and what a huge job. I mean, it is.
Well, it's one day at a time, and we just figure out what we do.
Right.
One person at a time and one event at a time that we get.
You set up a table at a flea market in Oro Valley.
Well, it's the Oro Valley Heirloom Market's Farmers Market.
Farmers Market. Okay,
and it's at the Steam Pump Ranch, which is on North Oracle. I don't remember what the exact address is, but it's in Oro Valley, and it's every first Saturday. Our table is set up there, and I'm usually there, and 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 other people are also in attendance, and we never know who's going to come by, whether it's going to be a veteran, whether it's going to be somebody who's interested in veterans issues and wants to know where to go to look for information,
I just think it's
or whether they need help with something, help finding something. We always make sure that if we don't know, we find out, and we always follow up. We do not let things slide through the cracks.
I just think it's the most valuable thing I've heard about lately. I'm such a veteran at heart, and I thank you for being here and sharing that, and I just hope that lots of success happens your way. People like you we need, and I want to be involved. I hope the people in our audience want to be involved also. Can they call you?
Yes.
And how do they do that? How do they get in touch?
Google us, Oro Valley Veterans Support Initiative.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sandy. Have a great day, and you're doing great things.
Thanks, Maddie.
And I thank all of you for hearing that, and I hope you'll just run to the phone and Google them. Back to you, Heather.